In Canada, emergency crews are battling a growing wildfire. Officials say some 1,500 square kilometers of Alberta province are burning. It could now move into the neighboring Saskatchewan province. CCTV's Roee Ruttenberg is just south of Fort McMurray, from where nearly 90,000 people were evacuated. Roee.
Well, Susan, as you can tell perhaps from my outfit, the temperature here has dropped in the last 24 hours by a little more than 10 degrees Celsius. The cooling winds that have come in, though, along with some light showers, don't appear to be helping efforts to combat this blaze, which is getting pushed further northeast by those winds and is only growing. We could see also on Tuesday and Wednesday, meteorologists say snow coming through here. But again, this fire continues to grow. We're now being told 3 times the size of Edmonton. Now, along with that, we're also seeing continued efforts to battle it. Some 500 firefighters involved in this effort. There are lots of water bombers being used from above, and we're also hearing some pretty heroic stories coming out from those firemen. Let's have a listen.
I don't consider myself a hero, but I've met more heroes in this experience than I've ever thought existed.
And I'm standing on the side of the road of what is the barricade in the northbound traffic for Highway 63. Occasionally, a few cars going by. Most of the traffic has been going southbound. Occasionally, when some of the people who are trapped north of Fort McMurray actually make it through town with police convoys and then go further south to places like Edmonton, well, they'll spend a long time as part of the evacuees. Officials here say it could take months before these fires are put out. Susan?
Roee, you've been there for a few days talking with the evacuees. Has it really sunk in, the impact economically and emotionally of what's happening?
Well, a lot of these people had very little notice and just had to leave. We understand that police went around the various neighborhoods with bullhorns announcing the mandatory evacuation. Some people chose to stay behind and were then effectively forced out when the police went door to door instructing people that they had to go. We spoke with people at the evacuation centers. A lot of them said they don't even know if they'll be able to come back. They don't know what they've lost. Many of them glued to the television set or using things like Google Images to see if their home is still intact. A lot of them hearing stories from other people who came out later. And then there's this issue of livelihood. Of course, we know that there'll be an economic impact here. We're expecting more than $7 billion in insurance claims, but a lot of people here are losing their jobs, at least temporarily, and they're losing the income that comes along with it. The Canadian government and the province of Alberta are providing subsidies, but it's unclear what jobs will still be in place when they come back. We're in the heart of what is called oil sands patch, and a lot of these people are oil workers. We know that some of the oil sites have been temporarily suspended, not because they're in danger of the fires, but because the workers and their families have been evacuated. Now, we don't know how long this will last. It could be more than 2 months before many of them come back. In that time, though, they say they're worried about how they'll survive, what money they'll have to feed their families, and how they'll be able to return to their lives once they do return here. Susan?
Roee Ruttenberg live in Fort McMurray. Thank you, Roee, for that.